Hey there, welcome back to High Infidelity, the best channel for cheating stories. Like and subscribe to channel for more spicy stories. Now, let's get into today's story video.
Dates 8 years, then cheated on. I want to curl up and die. Straightforward, male, 26. I caught my 8-year-old girlfriend cheating on me through text messaging. She was literally passed out with phone in hand and text app with the dude up. He's a coworker and she swears she hasn't done anything other than, which I don't believe. She began her first full-time job as an LPN around 9 months ago, and she struggled to balance working full-time and having a social life. She wanted to do significantly fewer activities with friends, and she needed her days off to be spent at home watching TV and doing nothing. It also seemed to have killed her urge. I chose to be patient with her since I had begun full-time work 1.5 years before her, and the existential dread of working for a livelihood was still vivid in my mind. But things never got any better, not really. Then something strange occurred. She claims she still loves me and doesn't know why she did it, but she does feel like we stalled a little, which I agree. But I tend to put that stagnation on her as I try to get her out, and about all the time with little success. The trust has vanished. 8 years squandered. I feel completely useless. A combination of wanting to punch a hole in the wall, give her another opportunity, and want to leave in the morning. I'm not sure what to do. I've been in this situation before, but my previous ex-boyfriends and I had only dated for a few months at most. The only silver lining, which is really just bitterness, is that I earn almost twice as much as she does, and I take all of her friends with me since they've been my friends for longer than I dated her, and she only sees them when I'm around. After rereading, I see the writing has been on the walls for a while, but I don't want it to be twisted. I've been pleased with her up until now. Even though we didn't get out that frequently, I'm at a loss on what to do. I'm very heartbroken. Edit. After a rather sleepless night, I began moving my today. I contacted her many times about how she tossed away our relationship after all we'd gone through, and how I'm simply crushed. She'll be with relatives out of state this weekend, so I'll get the remainder of my stuff moved. I know I have to let her go at this point. I'm not sure how I'll feel in 5 minutes, much alone tomorrow. But I know it's all over now. She had so many opportunities before being caught, as well as 1 or 2 after, to make things right, and she blew them all. Man, all I want is to be liked. Edit 2. I'm not sure whether anybody would read this now that it's old, but I may save it for myself. Alternatively, you may take it offline and perform the same thing. Anyway, this has been the most difficult week of my life. We severed it entirely when we met in person on Monday. She apologized and claimed she still loves me, but we can't be together just now. F her for being such a coward, and included the still love you line. 1/3 of the time I've been weeping uncontrollably and thinking about what might have / should have been, what I did wrong, my failure or perceived failure, and essentially everything regarding the termination of the relationship. Another third of the time, I honestly believe I've been lucky and that she wasn't good for me for much longer than I'm prepared to accept. I've considered how I'm going to take action to regain control of my life, such as counseling, going to the gym, and doing things I've wanted to do for the previous 8 years. The last third is a messed up combination of shouting into the abyss that she's an awful person that I'm completely going to take back if she lets me, and that it will wreck my life. This mental process repeats itself throughout the day. Last night was the first time I slept for more than 4 hours due to an Ambien and some melatonin, just 6 hours. Work has been difficult, but I've managed to show up every day so far. I signed up for Tinder and Bumble on Monday and they were both removed today. That was a big blunder on my part. Her admitting she's no longer attracted to me is going to mess with me for a long time, I'm sure. Since then, I've seen one of my buddies every day. That has momentarily alleviated the situation. Right now, being alone is very painful. I can't bear listening to music or playing video games, 2 of my favorite escapes. Update. Here's a quick recap. After 7 years of dating, they decided to marry. She cheats, I catch her, and we split up. For a time, I lose my mind. It's the worst sensation of despair I've ever had in my life. There are no children present. 4.5 months later. About 2 weeks after the breakup, I was placed on Lexapro and Buspirone. I'm now weaning myself off Lexapro now that the main depressed symptoms have largely subsided. I've been seeing a therapist who has been quite helpful in enabling me to think more privately and sensibly about things, not only my ex, but also other relationships and life problems. I've only spoken to my ex once since we broke it off, and it was to tell her that I could owe her some highway tolls. But at this moment, I have no desire to speak to her about the breakup or anything else. I've been dating a few different folks, all of whom I've informed that I'm not looking for exclusive relationships. Dating is a lot of fun, if not a little expensive. I don't enjoy spending too much time alone with my thoughts, therefore it's kept me occupied. Also, holy sh*t, I had no idea how fantastic could be. I assumed it was an issue with me, but I'm very sure my ex was just harassed. I'll admit that I miss the sense of having my person. Just someone I can tell anything to and know they'll be there for me. A significant other, you know. I feel like I've exposed a lot of blind spots I've had and really began evaluating the requirements and expectations I need in a relationship after dating other individuals, reflecting on my relationship with my ex, and working through both of these things with my therapist. They were most certainly not being met by my ex, and they aren't all met by the folks I've been dating. I realize it will be a long journey, but I just wanted to provide an update as a ray of hope for those of you who are going through it. It will get easier. You are not to blame. You are not the issue. For the love of God, don't remain with a cheater when you can do so much better. And if nothing else, counseling is an amazing tool for getting through this really tough period. Story 2. Brother GF cheated on him. Me, Olivia *15, and my older brother, Ethan *26, are very close in their friendship. To me, he's like a father figure because of the 11 years age difference. He departed 8 years ago and is now residing in Mexico. It was also there that he met his partner, Luca *24 female, with whom he has been dating for almost 4/5 years. Since we moved into our house 4 months ago, they have been living with us, for work reasons. My parents, 58 female/48 male, were talking about how delighted they were to finally meet their first grandchild the other day, and I overheard them. I was confused since my parents don't have any children of their own yet. Then I found out that my brother and his girlfriend are expecting a kid, so I asked more. Last night, they were apprised of the situation. They wanted to tell me the next morning. My parents and I were overjoyed with the news. I was pleased to discover that I would soon be the aunt or uncle of a niece or nephew. However, 2 nights ago, I overheard the girlfriend speaking in Spanish on the phone with a friend. We have extremely thin walls. I was on the phone with my closest friend Alba, 15, who is of Spanish descent and whose native language is English. What the hell is Luca talking about? She said as she stopped me off in the midst of my thought process. Because I don't know Spanish, I was bewildered by the situation. Then she yelled, "Hold your phone up to the wall. I want to hear what rubbish she's talking about." I was baffled, but I decided to go forward with it anyhow. When Alba realized what was going on, she said words like this, "What nuo and no ease grave. Lol." When Luca's phone call came to an end, Alba was enraged. She essentially informed me that Luca was having an affair with Ethan and that the child was most likely not his son. I was taken aback, and I honestly thought she was joking. She, on the other hand, emphasized that she was serious. I raced over to Ethan's location. I told him of everything that had happened. I will not go into detail. He, on the other hand, was not persuaded. He said that I was inventing the story because I was resentful of the fact that I would no longer be the only child. What is completely wrong? I was exited for the baby. He yelled at me, claiming that I intended to end his life and do other awful things in his presence. He kicked me out of the house. He didn't believe me since I was upset and angry at the time. My parents addressed me the next morning, telling me that my behavior had been very wrong and that I should refrain from lying about such sensitive subjects in the future. They encouraged me to refrain from lying in the future. I told them that I was not playing a joke on them. They, on the other hand, did not take them seriously. I made no apologies for my actions. A look of hate and devastation was given to me by my brother, and I was forced to cease talking to him by Luca. So what do you recommend I do? Would you please assist me with some guidance?